Good morning to my YouTube family. Today's topic is about traditional business versus digital marketing. And I want to really hit on the reasons why I have fallen in love with digital marketing. If you've tried business after business and you're still not getting that financial freedom you've been looking for, you went into business thinking you were going to make a ton of money and it didn't happen. What went wrong? What are things we can do to change that? And I want to share that with you today. My name is Tammy. I have had 7 businesses, and actually more than that if you count the times my husband and I went into businesses together or the businesses he has owned. So, yeah, we are way into the double digits there. So, I want to share why traditional business models may not be getting you the financial success or freedom that you were looking for. So, I want to compare and contrast those for you today and to give you some advice, some help on how you can be the difference. It really does come down to that, what you bring to the business. And yes, I've had 7 businesses myself, and the lessons I've learned, whew, I can't wait to share those stories with you. So, welcome. Come on in. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here today. We are going to talk about traditional businesses and the difference digital marketing has to offer. If you're interested in what digital marketing is, you've got tons of questions, you've been seeing this in your feed a lot, that's because so many of us have found a solution to doing things differently. And to me, I've been with digital marketing just getting close. I'm getting close to 4 months. And wow, the lessons I've learned have been huge. I've seen a world of difference in myself. I've seen a world of difference of how I view the businesses I've had. It's like I have a new filter and I can truly understand what went wrong in those other businesses and what I can do to make them a difference, a change, right? We've got to put a new filter over the things that are happening. What's going on in your life? Why weren't those businesses a true success? What can we do differently? So we're going to focus on that today. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. This is going to be a great lesson, probably one of my favorite topics. I love learning. I truly embrace learning. When I found digital marketing 4 months ago, I actually thought I found a program that would teach me how I could do better with Etsy. Like I have a digital product. Are you going to teach me how to, promote it better with Etsy? Like my thinking was so small. And so I want to bring that to the table today. Also, what is it really and how it can make a difference for you in the business you have today? Or if you want to start promoting digital products, what can that do for you today? So, good morning, everyone. Hello, come on in. This is awesome. All right. Um, I truly believe digital marketing has given me a simpler, um, a, it's just more effective way of working from home. And I can't wait to get into these. I'm going to work on 4 points today. And if you need more information, guys, you can find me. This is me, nevertoolateincome.com. I'm just touching on the top bits of this. If you want more information on digital marketing, you can definitely go here, nevertoolateincome.com. Put your email in, you'll get the information right away. So I can't wait to hear from you with that. And you know what? At the end of this video, I've got about 45 minutes, and you'll know exactly why digital marketing is the perfect solution for achieving financial freedom. I have found something so wonderful. All right, so that's enough introduction. I can't wait to get started. All right, what is the difference, okay, about traditional business? If you've ever done businesses, maybe you've sold things, you've been crafty, maybe you're in an MLM or you're a realtor or you've had businesses that you owned, and it comes with a lot of headaches. Okay, right? Don't you agree? There's things about them that you might be really truly struggling with. And one of the things I found immediately, I mean, absolutely immediately, was the time investment. If you've never owned a business before, I want you to listen up. The time investment required when you start a business, don't you agree? Guys, if you've had a business, tell the people in the audience, the time investment is huge. One is because you don't know what you don't know. Okay? You don't really realize what you're getting into if you've never done it before. So my very first business, I was a graphic artist. I had lost my job. Okay? A lot of us come to owning our own business because of circumstances. What is driving you to even try to have a business? Is it you're looking for a second job? Is it just circumstances have changed and your bills are going up? Maybe there's a new baby in the family. There's reasons you're looking for extra income and you are looking for a business. Okay. Be prepared for the time investment. I've had MLMs. I was a graphic artist. That was my very first job. So I had a baby who was 20 months and a baby who was 4 months, and I lost my job. And I had to come home, get them out of daycare and come home. Thank you for that. You are so sweet. Thank you, James. I appreciate you. When you have a circumstance that changed, right? You've lost your job. Now, my husband was working, but now, here we are, a two-income family, and boom. Now what do we do? Oh, that was a scary moment. But my husband knew I had a skill. I could create things online, on the computer, right? This is 100 years ago, 30 years ago, right? In technology world, it's 100 years ago. But I had a skill. And my husband knew that I could keep going with it, but individually. I didn't need to have the job. I could do this job. Now, why did he think that? Because he had lots of jobs. I met my husband and he was already owning his own business and working. I've never seen a harder working man. But it didn't occur to me until it happened to me about the time investment. When I started this business, I felt like I needed to prove myself. My customers came first, and that took a toll on the family, right? I could say no to my family or not right now, but my customers came first. As soon as an order came in, I was working on it. I felt like this imposed deadline. I've got to get it done and I've got to get it done now. And I had to be the delivery person, the packaging person, the invoicing person, besides the creator. And one of the reasons this business didn't quite make it was because I was not good at marketing. There's so many hats you need to wear when you have your own business. So consider the time investment required. Are you willing to put the work in? Now, obviously, you do need to commit something to your business, right? It's brand new, right? There's going to be a learning curve of all the things you need to figure out and learn. But wow, are you going to put in 8 hours, 10 hours, 12-hour days? Guys, if you're a realtor, my heart breaks for you. These people work 24 hours a day. They are always available because you never know when your client is ready to move. You never know when that person is in a in a bind and they need help now. And of course, those commissions keep you going, right? So you're willing to invest all the time. That's painful, right? One of the reasons you come to owning a business is because you want time freedom. You want the income to allow you to have time freedom. You want to make sure your bills are always covered. You want to make sure you can take care of your family or have the extras. And you want to be able to go to the ball games and you want to be able to go to recitals and all the events that families have. Where is that free time if your business is consuming you? All right, so imagine the time investment needed when you have a traditional business. And especially us retirees, right? I'm an old Gen X and time's slipping away. If you are looking to own a business today and you're brand new and time's slipping away, you don't have a lot of time to invest in 8 and 10-hour days. Guys, and I'm a stay-at-home wife, 30 years, and I thought, oh boy, I don't want to go out in the workforce. I don't want to commit that much time. I like my free time. I want to keep my life going the way it's been going, but I do need extra income. What can I commit to? So here's what I found. I can work 2 hours a day with my cell phone and I get to use social media. That's a time investment I can do. I'm willing to give 2 hours. Okay, 3. If you really love what you're doing, 4. But you don't need much more than that. When I found digital marketing and the program had all the training and the lessons, and I could take my time and do it at my own pace and earn while I learn, that was powerful. That was a time investment I was willing to do so that I could make a 6-figure income. So I could have $1 million in my bank account because it was proven people have already done it. And they continue to have 2-hour work days and have their business grow. Right? So I want you to look at traditional business versus digital marketing. And one of the things you've got to look at is time investment. What's it going to cost you in time? Oh gosh. I'm going to share this with you. One of the businesses I had was making cute things. I like art, I like crafts. And one of the things you did to sell is you always go to a booth, right? You go to craft fairs, you go to, these special events to show your stuff off. All right. What kind of time are we talking about? Well, one, I love creating. So, if I could do that 8 hours a day, fine. That didn't bother me. It was the finding the fairs to go to, getting a booth prepared. Is it indoor? Is it outdoor? What supplies do I need? Making the signs, the setup, the tear down. Maybe it's an 8-hour day just sitting, being at your booth. Okay, are you willing to invest that? But then who's coming? There's no guarantee who's going to be there. And the time you've put into prepping for this one event and 20 people came to the entire event, or even if there was 1,000 people that came to that event, what is going to bring them to your booth? So you're always thinking and creating and trying new things all the time. That's the time investment. For what results? Right? This was not a 6-figure income making cute little things. And if you put what your time is worth, on the price tag, it probably wouldn't sell. So that's just another example. If you want to have your own business, think of all the different ways that time is involved and if it's worth it to do that kind of business. So in digital marketing, everything's digital, right? We love to be on demand. What I want and I want it now, right? That's why we shop on Amazon. We love having things available and available now. So if you could promote digital products, they're done for you. I didn't make that. I've already saved a boatload of time, and there's a product that's already ready to go in high demand, and it's professionally done, and I have the rights to sell that. Boom, I've already saved so much time up front, right? And it's in the digital space. I don't have to copy it, deliver it, invoice it. All of these things are already done. That's a time saver. You see what I'm saying? And so you have a 2-hour workday making social media posts. I'm going live. These are things that I can do in 2 hours and I can have the rest of my time free. That's what we wanted in the first place. That's why you chose to have a business. Yes or yes, right? You're interested in making extra money, but do you want it to take over your life? No, you wanted that time freedom. That's why you're looking for that extra income. All right, we're going to look at the cost factor. When you're starting a new business, I want you to look at the cost. Now, you can imagine the time investment, how much time you've put into a business, right? Time is money. What is your time worth? Let's look at actual dollars, the cost factor. When you're starting a traditional business, a lot of you might be put off by the upfront cost. And I don't blame you, guys. That's tough. When you're starting a business, there's so many upfront costs. And if you're new to this, take notes because I've got a list of the things that you don't think about, right? When you're brand new. Um, I had a multi-level marketing business. One of the things that they love to do is give you a promotion to get you in, right? If you buy these products, you're going to get an extra discount up front. Okay, great. I'm saving money. Okay, great. So you buy these products. Okay, now you actually can have a business. But, right, there's always the but. We need you to continue to buy product every single month. And we're going to make the product probably in a quantity that you would need to buy it every single month. How do I know this? I've had 3 direct sale businesses. I'm still in one. I love the product. So I keep continuing to buy it. I believe it's good for me. I like having it. But the business, the business, to call yourself a business, you have to buy $100 every single month for the privilege of calling yourself a business. That's how these multi-level marketing businesses run. What did I get in return? 1 to 7% commissions for me paying $100 a month. Now, 2 of the multi-level marketing business I started with one very early in the beginning and it folded within a year. Another one, it took it 2 years. Sometimes multi-level businesses are so good, companies buy them out and the owners sell it off. And now you've invested time and energy and money into this business that you thought was going to be amazing, and they fold. That's lost money right up front. You don't know, right? I learned these lessons. You have to be really careful with the businesses you get into. You never know what direction they're going to go. I remember, okay, my digital artist business. I found I needed special software. That was expensive. When I had the job, they had paid for the software. When I'm going to do this job at home, I had to pay for that software. I had to have a certain kind of computer that could run that software. Now, granted, right, we've talked how old I am. This is 100 years ago. I had to have a fax machine and the paper to do the fax machine. That's how I was taking orders. Printing my projects. I'm taking them to Kinko's to be copied, right? I worked for realtors, right? The little flyers you see in the boxes or the mailers you get in the mail. That was my job. And all of these costs, the tax software I needed to do my taxes, or I have to pay for a professional to do my taxes, my fictitious name license. Guys, the cost can keep going on and on. I was the delivery person, packaging person. Okay, so my car, the cost of my car, the gas, the oil changes, all of these things are included. And what if you're out all day long, right? I'm delivering to this realtor and this realtor, bulk mail. It was my job to take things to the post office at the bulk mail center with my two babies in the back, right? I said I started this job when my girls were tiny. I was the photographer. Thank God there was digital photos back then. I had to run to the properties and get the photos done, right? These costs add up. And if you want to have a product that's making a lot of money, it's not going to cut it. So you have to make decisions. Where am I going to cut back on my expenses, or do I raise my price? Now, not every realtor can afford that. What they wanted was convenience. They wanted someone who could come up with their logo, someone who could create a flyer that looked amazing, which then again, we're in this cycle of, right, things are hot, things are cold, things are hot. Sometimes they didn't need flyers because the market was so hot, they didn't have time to wait 24 hours to get a flyer in the box. That was one of the pressures I had on me to get the work done as fast as I could. But now I'm dealing with this cost factor. Just things to think about if you're looking to open a business. Things I struggled with. And the lessons I've learned, that's why I love digital marketing. What's the cost factor? It's a one-time cost. There's no monthly fees. The product is done for you and you buy it one time, and then you can do with it what you want, within the terms and conditions. But do you want to get your business going quickly? Do you want to grow slowly? It's your business, but you only paid for it one time. The program I use is always available, and the education is continually growing. Sometimes you'll buy a program and it's 8 weeks, 10 weeks, and you don't have access to it anymore. It's like going to college, right? You might want to get your certification in digital marketing, and you're going to put in 2 years of your time, and pay those fees, that the cost of the education, and then you have to walk away. There's no more continuing education. Guys, times change. Platforms change. Can you stay on top of these things without paying more money? And that's why I like the program I'm in. It's a one-time cost. The domain name I had to choose and my professional email, those are annual, and it's pennies in compared to what I was paying in my MLMs. The domain name and my professional email, I don't know, $12, $12 a year. That's nothing. The program I bought, a one-time investment and a website fee of $29. The program I got was $900 for one time. One time. And you can own a business? That's unheard of. Right? This is what I'm talking about. Hey, Mats. No, I am live, and I am live with TikTok. I am live with YouTube, and I see who else is here? Okay. Yeah. This is live right now, and we're talking about the differences between traditional businesses and having a digital marketing business. And one of it is the cost factor. Right? I've talked about the many, many expenses you could have starting your own business, and why I like digital marketing, because it was a one-time cost. The website fee was a one-time cost. The annual cost is the domain name, it's your professional email. Those things were just pennies, though, in comparison. And they're annual, they're not monthly. So when you're comparing, say, an MLM or starting your own business, whether it's crafts or digital being a digital artist, these types of things, how much time is invested and how much cost of supplies is invested. There's no comparison, right? Number 3, when you're thinking about starting your own business, a traditional business versus digital marketing. Energy. The energy required, the effort required. Wow. This is something people don't tell you. One, maybe because they love what they do, right? Like I said, I was an artist. I could spend hours at my desk. I just love it. It kind of fed me. But it was a lot of time. And all the supplies you need, there's a cost factor. But how much energy is taken from you to have a business, a traditional business? When you run a digital marketing business, it's so much less physically, and it's so much less mentally exhausting. Okay. You don't have to burn yourself out working all those long hours to be successful. So what do I mean? Okay. One example I have is doing the craft fairs. Okay. Setting up that booth, setting up, scheduling the event, getting into the event, right? But I had to do all the setup, right? And depending on what you're selling, right? My heart breaks for the people that like to sell books. I used to sell books on eBay. The totes of books, talk about energy and effort. And then the display, and then all the tear down. That's physically exhausting and so much effort. Craft fairs take so much energy from you. Now, this is really important. If you are an introvert, how much energy and effort does it take to put yourself out there in front of people and solicit people to come to your booth and say, come on in, look at my stuff, right? And you've got this face that looks like this, right? And you're, and you can't wait for it to be over. being genuine and enthusiasm and excited to see people takes so much energy and effort. That's why I prefer working from home in my air conditioning, and I can use my cell phone. I can go live. The people I meet are out there. I can have conversations with you through email. So that's what I loved about having a digital marketing business versus working a craft fair. That setup, that tear down, right? And then just to recoup my brain from all the people, right? To fix my mindset. If there were no people that even came by, or if my sales were, that took a lot of energy from me. What if you could do digital marketing and work from home, and there's minimal physical effort and far less stress, right? I love working from home. And being a stay-at-home for 30 years, that was something I wanted to keep. I wanted to keep my stay-at-home status, but I wanted to provide for my family a legacy. I wanted to provide for my granddaughter. So what are you looking for? What type of business would feed you financially or feed you with time freedom? What business would that be? If you follow that train of thought, just do what you love. Well, I love selling books. Like I said, hefting these books all the time, being on the search for books all the time, negotiating price all the time, hauling the stuff home. Like my living room was, I had a corner where stuff was just stuffed, waiting for the sale on eBay. And the packaging, and then taking it to the post office. These are things I want you to consider when you're having your own business, and maybe you love it. You love books. But what's the toll? The time investment of doing a business that way, the cost factors, and the energy and effort involved. Consider these things, right? This is why I love promoting digital products. All of these things went way down, and my fulfillment went way up. The income goes up, and you can't stop talking about it. This is why I love going live with you all. How else do you save time? How else do you save cost and energy and effort? My last point, automations. If you have automations, whew, that's a time saver right there. Digital marketing offers automations. Your traditional business may not have that, or you have to start learning how to do that. How do you build an email list? How do you have landing pages? How do you do all these things versus having it done for you? Okay. So I actually had I had a website, I had a blog site. Do you remember those? They were really popular for a while. I thought, oh, I can share and talk and whatever, right? But I had to build that site. There was even some coding involved. When you're brand new and you think, oh, I can start this. How hard can it be? And you're clicking, you're like, oh, I don't have those skills. How much time do I want to invest in learning those skills? Right? And the cost factor to have somebody else do it for you, that can be tough, right? The energy and effort, the bandwidth of my head to learn coding, to have an attractive looking websites. Now, granted, some of these things have changed over the years. I get that. Versus what I found with digital marketing. It was done for you. The automations are done for you. And it's saving you time, energy, and effort because they're done for you, right? If you want more information, you just go to nevertoolateincome.com. You're on a page that has more information, right? Let me show you. Well, I hope it's done doing its resetting. Let me look here. This is what I'm talking about, the automations. Oh, no, not that. Okay. This is this is John and Marge. Aren't they cute? John and Marge are there to welcome you. This is automations. When someone is interested in your social media or they've found your posts and they want more information, they go to see John and Marge and you put your email in here, right? This is automations. I've had people put their email in at midnight. And what's so amazing about that? Well, they get this. They get more information. They get a thank you, welcome email from me, and I'm asleep. When they're ready for the information, the automations kick in. That's amazing to me. When I have other businesses, you're on the phone, you're texting, you're DMing. When somebody needs something from you, you have to be available to answer their questions, or you have your automations do the work. When your client is ready, right? We had a business. This is a husband and I business, and it was, we'll buy homes for cash. Have you ever seen those signs around town? We buy homes for cash. And the lesson we learned in doing that was, hey, when do you answer the phone? If someone calls you on your sign, right? When's the best time to answer that phone or answer that call? In the morning, let them leave a message, your business hours, or say they called at 1 a.m. When should you answer that? And the answer is at 1 a.m., right? Because that's when the person is ready. That's when the person is struggling. That's when you want to meet their needs right away. Excuse me? I don't want to work 24 hours a day. For what? That's my question. Is it worth $5,000, $10,000, $20,000? Like, we put those signs out. Nobody called. And yet you're on pins and needles 24 hours a day. Somebody going to call, somebody going to call, somebody going to find me, who's going to discover me, who's going to want me exactly when they need me. That's what realtors do. Realtors sending postcards out all the time because what happens? What if? That's these what ifs. What if your postcard arrived the exact same day that person said, I'm getting a divorce, I need to sell. My husband retired and his parents need us, we're moving out of state. Like, what if it's those moments and your card showed up on the right day? That's a lot of what ifs. But I have digital marketing on my side. I have social media on my side. I have my automations on my side. It's there for the clients when they need it. So what if someone's scrolling social media and something of mine pops up? And they're in a moment in their life when they need to know. They need to know how to make extra money. They need to know what's the next steps they need to take. They need to know, is this real? Is six-figure income earners real? They need to know. And so they have these automations helping them right here. All the details, the packages, everything here. Oh, here's my why. There's my little family. My story about having 7 businesses and how none of them gave me what I needed. And this business has everything I need. Is that what you're looking for? Are you looking for time freedom? Here's 6-figure incomes. $17,000 is what I've made since the week before Christmas. 13 out of the last 14 days, I've had $1,000 days. It's possible. It's possible. So you want all the details. You need all the explanation. What's in the $100 launch pad? Line by line by line. And it's there for you when you need it. I don't have to be available 24 hours a day. My automations are there for you, always working. So these are just 4. I've got many more. I can't wait to share with them for you tomorrow. More reasons, traditional businesses versus digital marketing, and what I have found that has been the best solution, right? When you're looking for time freedom, right? If you've been on my posts and you've seen my grandbaby, right? I took her to the reptile zoo. We had the best time at the reptile zoo. And someone put their email in. They were ready for the information. And I didn't have to stop what I was doing to answer that call, to answer that text, that DM. It's all done for you. And I could spend my energy and effort being with my grandbaby and her feeding the turtles. Go see that video. It's adorable. She's wearing her formal dress, right? Don't you want those moments, those opportunities to be with the grandkids? I'm leaving for a trip soon to see my father. He's vacationing in Hawaii. Darn. Wish I had 8-hour days that I had to be at work. Not. You want that time freedom and to have opportunities to be with the ones you love, to do the things you want to do. If you want to sit at your table for 8 hours a day and craft, but make extra income, $900 days is possible. These are the comparisons that traditional business and digital marketing, there's no comparison. I've had 7 businesses. I remember what it was like. And now I found something so much more fulfilling. I have the time freedom, the financial freedom. What are you looking for? Right? Each of us have a dream, a desire. And let me say, after 7 businesses, the desire to do it again was still there. It didn't get extinguished. This is business 8. But what I'm doing differently is I'm thinking about the filter now. I'm teaching myself, I'm training myself to say, is this going to help me reach my goal? Am I going to do this thing? Is it going to help me reach my goal? My goal is to pay my house off. One of my whys is getting out of debt once and for all. What's your why? By the time my house is paid off, I will be 86. And that means I have been paying mortgage debt for 60 years. It makes my stomach hurt. That's my why. I have to be done with that. And I want that done in 3 years. I want my house paid for in 3 years, and I'm doing it with digital marketing. So I put that filter on. Is this choice that I'm making getting me closer to my goal or not? And that's why you need your why. What is your why? What is it you're really looking for? Because it helps you say no to this, no to that, and yes to reaching your dreams, to reaching your goals. I never quite understood that before. When everybody says, really, get deep, tell me your why. What's it going to look like? What's it going to feel like? Imagine your life that way. And I don't, why? What's the big deal about that? And the big deal, I mean, my husband had to explain it to me. The big deal is it takes away the distractions. Do you realize if what you really want is on the table and you see it and you remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing, right? That's the filter. Is this thing I'm going to think about, this thing I'm going to watch, this thing I'm going to listen to, this other choice, this other business, those are distractions. And if you can just tell yourself, here's my why, here's my goal. One of my goals is to have this house paid off in 3 years. What can I do to get there? I've done 7 other businesses that took a toll on me, took a toll on my head, my brain, and my body. And then I found digital marketing and everything changed. I can work 2 hours a day on my cell phone and I use social media to make that happen. So this is what we covered today. If you've missed it, go ahead and subscribe, follow me, and if you want this information, you can go to my YouTube and watch the replay and get the details on this. Otherwise, go to nevertoolateincome.com, put your email in, and learn more about digital marketing and what it can offer you to reach your goals in a more efficient way and in less effort, with less cost, less time investment, and having automations working for you. This is what I love to share. So I thank you for joining me today. I have found a wonderful way to do business. It was brand new to me just 4 months ago. And so I want you to experience that also. So thank you. Give me a follow. Thanks for the likes. I appreciate that. And if you want the replay, go to my YouTube. You can catch it there. The links in my bio on TikTok. And hey, I will see you tomorrow. Let's keep finishing this list. I've got a few more to share with you. And I will see you tomorrow. You all have a great day. Thank you for being here with me. Wonderful. Thank you to my YouTube family. I appreciate you spending time with me today, and I will catch you tomorrow. All right. You guys have a blessed day.